What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be talking about the beta, the closed beta for the Fractured Daydream for SAO. That's going to be coming out. And this is like a little general review. I'm not going to make this too long. It's just going to be some of the
10 minutes.
things that I noticed whenever I was playing, what I don't like, what they can improve, what they can add on to. And
Nice.
starting off, I really do not like the guarding system in this game. If you've played Grand Blue, you know, in Grand Blue, you can be in mid-combo, and while you're doing your combo, you can, continue to guard, and if you get hit while in your combo, your character guards. This game, you can't. And for some odd reason, they decided to make it to where you need to guard facing the exact direction that the attack is coming from. So let's say I guard, and the attack is coming from my back.
But that's okay, though.
I'm gonna get hit. I need to be facing the exact direction. I don't like that, and that makes unnecessary damage for stupid outcomes. So hopefully they can improve on that. I did hear from a friend, apparently there's one skill on an accessory or something like that called Omni Guard, which makes it to where you don't have to face a direction, but in my opinion that does not need to be a skill. Just make it a natural thing. Don't waste people's time with making it a skill. So another thing is the prediction lines. It looks like whenever, like mostly on Skull Reaper, for example, whenever he does his beam attack, even though you're not in that radius for the beam, it seems like it slightly goes out of the prediction circle. So even if you're outside of it and you're like kind of close to it, it seems like you still can kind of get clipped by it. So maybe just adjust that a little bit more. Hitbox on Skull Reaper is abysmal. I don't know why, but every SAO game has a hitbox issue.
Maybe we'll skip a lot of stuff.
They don't learn their lesson. I don't know how, but again, Skull Reaper, he can push you. His hitbox is just so weird for melee characters.
10 minutes is not a lot of time.
If you're trying to revive somebody and he's moving, he can push you away from him, which should not be the case. And that brings up another problem, which is the revive. The revive timer starts off at 12 seconds whenever you go down, then I think it goes to 9, then I think it goes to like round 6, maybe, something like that. It goes low, to the point where literally they're going to have to be watching you. So this game is pretty much going to be your teammates watching you. Probably whenever the full game comes out, people will get a better mindset and actually revive people. The AIs, they sucked at reviving. They already know about the issue and they're fixing it. So in the full game, the AI will actually be able to revive. They could still kind of revive you in the beta. It's just that it's very rare because their distance from the enemy kind of messes them up. But that issue is at least being fixed for the AI. But the revive timer is way too brutal on that. They need to at least make it like 20 seconds or something like that, dude. Like, and just make it not even go down, because that is way too brutal. Some moments you're just not going to be able to hit them. Like if you do the Kobold mission and you get to the tower where you need to do the terminals, literally you can't do anything. There's so many mobs right there. The aggro just isn't being pulled correctly. You know, Agil's aggro doesn't seem like it does anything, honestly. It really doesn't. So they need to check that out. Leafa, she is so useless as a support because her healing skill has a stupid long cooldown for some reason.
Yeah, probably best to
Plus she's a support and it's only one skill that she has that even supports. And it's a regen, and the regen sucks. So in my opinion, they need to change that, make the regen more powerful, and make it to where whenever you activate it, it gives a really strong burst heal. So once you activate it, burst heal, then it applies the regen, and it's a strong regen. Simple fix for that. So some little other things I noticed too was sometimes for a person's player icon in the match, it just disappears. Like, well, it doesn't disappear, but it turns to a white square. Not a major deal, just, a little visual bug. You can fix that. At one point when I was playing with Yuta, whenever he was doing the little stamps, the usually your character has like a little chat, box right next to the stamp, but his had nothing in it. Like it didn't say anything. The character didn't say any kind of line for it or whatever. So another little detail, fix that. I'm trying to think what else. The character roles. Kirito's an attacker, which
Come on,
he
man.
pretty much should be pumping out the most DPS, but I can definitely see in some cases that other characters are going to be able to put out more DPS. Like for the Kobold mission especially, there's so many, regular enemies and stuff. So characters like Oberon and Leafa, like with Leafa's ult, that, do a giant AoE and pull enemies in and stuff, they can get a lot more damage in compared to Kirito, who's single targeting, and stuff like that.
Highly doubt it.
Kirito can still
I
get,
don't think they're gonna release any
MVP on
SAO when
DPS and stuff,
there's
but
one SAO still
other characters like that can just out DPS him, and to me that just doesn't seem right, especially if you're going to go for a role system in this type of game.
The end of the year.
But again,
I don't think
in
the game is
multiplayer,
ready
it's going to
yet.
depend on the person's, gear, and just in general, well, mainly just in general their gear. So it's kind of iffy subject, but that's just my thoughts on that.
Not that it's
So,
the same map. It's just we spawn in different places.
Another thing is Aegil.
There's like three or four.
Like just like
locations we
Leafa,
spawn
he only has
sometimes in the
one
first
thing that
one.
tanks,
And then like the
and
second,
it's a skill
the second
that
one is always the
aggroes
same,
and boosts his
then the final
defense.
fight's always the same.
I kid you not, I
I'm gonna run
used
past
that,
them.
and I
I
think
don't
it was
have
during a
much
Skull
time.
Reaper fight, and even with the defense I had,
6
and I
minutes.
think I was blocking, and I blocked,
Even the delinquents,
and I still got one
the
shot.
terminal might take us a
He
little
cannot
longer
tank.
to
He's
do, but I guess we'll just
everybody's
focus
wet
on
tissue paper.
Getting the switch.
Easily killed. So my thoughts is like for support characters and tank characters, at least give them 2 skills that can help with either their
Normally, we
healing or
don't rush
supporting
through it,
capability
but the beta is
or their
gonna
tanking
close
capability.
in like
They don't
5
need 2
minutes.
sword skills in my
I want to
opinion.
see if we can
Sure,
actually
they
finish
can help them do a
that.
little bit more damage and whatnot, but
Uh,
personally, I would rather have like a 2 heal
what do we
on
got
Leafa
here?
rather than just 1 to have more uptime to keep the team alive. And obviously for Aegil, keep aggro, keep the defense. Maybe you can give him something that restores his own HP or something like that. Maybe something, boost max HP, something, I don't know. But that's my thoughts on that as well. So overall,
Same
the
lobby. That's good.
the equipment
A lot of
system, I
time
do
we
kind of
will
like
end
how
up in
that
the
is
same
because you can get
lobby
some
for majority
equipment
of
even if you're not
players,
using the
'cause,
character. But
there's
if you're using like
there's not
Kirito,
that
for
many-
example, you're mainly going to get kind of like the
not that
Kirito
many,
weapons.
lobbies available. Probably due to the player
The
base,
special effects that you
beta.
can get on gear it reminds me mainly of like a mix of Fatal Bullets chips and also a mix of Lost Song because you got the element system going on and all that kind of stuff. Some things don't make sense on some of them, like for example, if you get a effect that like boosts long range damage or something like that, I don't think that does anything for melee characters at all. Maybe for Sonic Leap on Kirito, but I don't know. And you're gonna be getting a
20s,
bunch
yeah.
of
I got a couple
useless
in the
type
20s as
special
well.
effects on gear. So at the end of the day, you're gonna be farming, but
That's
RNG
rare,
will be
but
RNG.
not a whole lot of time.
So one other topic I want to
Quit
talk
plus
about
30%, that
is
would be good for
I forget
saving.
what they call them, but whenever you're playing through the maps and stuff, you can
Alright,
pick
to the
up these
terminal.
things. I like to call them
Even
sigils because they
some
kind of
I've
remind
seen,
me of
like,
that,
they're
or
still
I
rank
just like to
1.
call them that. But they have special effects. Some of them can boost your attack, your crit rate, crit damage, defense, max HP,
Attack.
movement speed, stuff like that.
Go.
Now, whenever you look at these, you can tell which ones they are because if it's something with damage, it has a sword icon. If it's something with
Alright.
defense
I'm gonna-
or max
if you
HP,
guys are in the
it's
other,
a shield
other
icon.
places,
If it's
meet
something
up,
for your skill
trying to get this
cooldowns or
done.
flight, stamina, it's like a healing symbol. And then I think the movement speed one is just a regular chest symbol or something. But you can only have one equipped. and usually you can't even. I don't know if maybe in the full game they'll show it to you, but you don't even know which one you have on until you find another one and hover over it to see if you have one
Get the
equipped,
terminal finish.
or just to see the effects of it. But me and
This
Yuta were
thing's
talking
so
about
slow.
this, and
It is.
I think it would be cool if they made
I
it to
imagine
where
they're gonna increase.
like you can
how
have
fast it
one of
goes.
the sword icons equipped, you can have one of the
Yeah,
defense
that'd be
icons
nice.
equipped, you can have one of the healer icon ones equipped, and then you can have the movement speed on. That would be pretty neat. And then just have it to where like if you want a different attack one, then you can only swap out that. That would make a lot of stuff
Yeah, it's like
more
not much time left.
manageable because
That's
only
why we're trying to
carrying one
rush
isn't
through
good.
it.
And honestly, in the beta, the only thing you would really mainly run with was attack.
Everybody's
and
on the
then,
terminal.
like for Xenon, maybe crit damage mainly, and then you would just run elemental weakness. That's pretty much all you would run, and then movement speed. But overall, that one was kind of that seems like a very good idea for me, and I hope they maybe implement that because that'd be very neat and a very good use of the sigil thing. I like to call it
Almost.
sigil.
All right, go.
On the other topic again of hitboxes,
Go, Bolor. Do we have
even
time?
like
We got
mostly
1
during the
minute.
Skull Reaper fight, whenever I would use switch, my character would either just run straight through it and not initiate the switch or whatever, or
Yeah, I don't
mainly
even know
that
max
was it.
rig,
And then
man. Like, if we get like,
and then at one point I had
it's
it where
like,
my
it's so
ult
hard to
literally just went straight through
even
it, like
get a match. Sometimes.
didn't even connect at all because he just flew straight through the hitbox and out the other way. So that definitely needs toned up on because it's just overall just a weird
Alright, time
thing.
to fight him.
The
Hopefully we
mage
kill him in a
characters, they
minute.
kind of
I
don't have
know.
much to
I mean,
worry
it's be
about, I
tough.
don't think, because they like shoot magic, but like the melee characters, they dash forward into them. So that needs to kind of be addressed for them. Now, overall, I think that's pretty much it for my thoughts on some improvements, some things I want to see changed for the full release. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Maybe one thing actually, and it's the last attack bonus. I didn't see
Racing
anything
against
unique
the
for that.
time.
Because if anybody's played Hollow Fragment, if you get the last attack bonus, you actually get a piece of equipment that you can mainly that you can typically only get from that boss. So hopefully they implement a actual unique item maybe from the last attack bonus because I didn't see anything unique from it at all. And honestly, I couldn't even tell. Like, I don't even know what item it was that I even got from the last attack bonus. So, hopefully they make it to where you can get, an item that specifically drops
Gonna
from
use
that
my
boss for
ults,
last
no point
attack.
saving for it,
And
trying to
then
kill him
whenever
as
you
fast
get
as
to your
possible.
results screen for your
Don't save it,
items that
just
you
use
got
it.
during that mission, hopefully they make it to where you can actually see an indicator of, that item being from the last attack. But yeah, overall, I think at least the game can have some potential. It just depends how they take it. Overall, it just seems like a game that you're just gonna turn on, have some fun with friends, turn off. Not spend a whole lot of time in. But it's mainly just gonna be coming from playing with friends, having some fun. You mainly just won't be playing it for like hours and hours a day type of thing, in my opinion at least. But another thing I was surprised about really was
We should be
since
able
it's
to get
from
the,
Dimps who did Fatal Bullet, I was
extend it.
expecting server issues. I was honestly expecting to lag a
Check
lot,
finish.
and
Ooh.
especially with it being 20 multiplayer, I was expecting it to be
Oh, a
really,
little bit
really
past three.
bad.
Maybe they allow us
But
to
it was
finish.
actually pretty
They
good.
allow us to
There was
finish the
pretty much
match
no
before they
lag.
end the
I don't think there was
demo. I mean, the
really any
beta.
lag at all. But it played pretty smoothly. The graphics look nice. They're Fatal Bullet graphics, but like more because Unreal Engine. Both of them are Unreal Engine, but I think
man.
this one's a higher Unreal Engine. But it looks good. Graphically, I think it's fine. Visually, I think it's fine.
Like 12 minutes.
I'm
so
not,
that's pretty quick.
I'm not too much into those. I really don't care how they look or anything like that because I played Hollow Fragment, and that's the oldest of the old.
Yep. There we
But overall,
go.
network's good. The visuals and graphics are good.
That's
the
it.
combat, it can have a bit more
GG.
fluid to
Try to
it.
throw a poison bomb on them.
One thing I want them to add is give characters more lunge to their normal attacks. Like for example, Kirito. If you use his normal attacks, he doesn't lunge at all really. You basically got to walk up to the enemy to even do anything. So make it to where every character, every melee character, everything. Make it to where they lunge forward whenever you attack, so you don't have to actually walk a distance to get to them. And then make their skills have lunge to them as well. Like Kirito's Sonic Leap.
Yeah, probably
even
best to
like
split
you
up.
can charge all the
That
way
way-
and stuff, and it's
that way we can get
got
all
some
the
range to it,
objectives
but it
done.
can have more. So give that more range. Give sword skills more, of a lunge forward. One thing that kind of sucks is that enemies kind of move a little bit too much. I know that seems weird to complain about, but whenever you're using skills, they can eventually either just get hit out of it by something else, or they can just run away, like Skull Reaper.
Not enough.
Skull Reaper runs
the
away
lock on,
so
sometimes
much,
it
moves
sends you
so
so far
much, and
away.
it's just some of your hits can just whiff, or you can just completely miss a skill, kind of waste it. So, kind of improve on those a bit. Give more lunging to them, give more distance for them.
I mean, not weak.
That will help out a
I don't
lot,
think it's
especially
really
for
hit
Kirito. But those are mainly the good points that I noticed as well. Like I said, it can have a lot of potential. It just needs to improve on things, add more to them, and it can be a pretty decent game. Pretty good, pretty decent. And overall just a fun experience with some friends. And since it's being cross-platform, you can have a lot more people. Like, honestly, I saw more Xbox
Come on, man.
people than anything. It was crazy how many Xbox people were on there. Literally, majority of the people in the lobby were Xbox. So that's actually good to see. So that's the main selling point, is the multiplayer and cross-platform for it, which is fine. But hopefully they just don't, only have that. Hopefully they have more to it and all that. So yeah.
Middle
So,
of the year.
Yeah,
Heidi got
overall, I think that's pretty much
I don't
it for
think
my
they're gonna
thoughts
release
on it
any
or
SAO
whatever.
when
If I
there's-
think of
there's
something
one
else, I
SAO still
might just
going,
put it in the
though.
comments below. But yeah, if any of you tried it out, or just based off some of the
It's most
gameplay
likely
you've
the
seen
end
that I'm
of the
going to be
year.
uploading,
I
let
don't
me know
think the
your
game
thoughts
is
as
ready
well.
yet.
What maybe you would want to see included, changed, maybe added on to.
No,
You
there's
know,
way too much
let me
stuff
know.
to change. And
But
improve on
if you did already try the game,
right now
Not-
for the middle.
then don't forget to
it's the same
go
map,
into
it's
your
just we spawn in
email,
different
and
places.
whenever they sent you
Like,
the code,
There's like three or
don't
four
forget to
different
fill out the
locations we
survey
spawn
so they can know
sometimes
about
in the
this stuff
first
as
one.
well, know
And
what to
then like
improve on and
the
whatnot.
second one is always the
So,
same, and then the final.
With that being
fight's
said,
always
that's
the
going to be
same.
it for this, and I'll see you
I'm gonna
guys in the
run
next
past
one.
them. We don't have much
Peace.
time.